Hey, what's poppin' Real 16 TV? It's Cuz OP here back with another reaction. This time I'm reacting to Trap Lord Ross. It's obvious King Von killed KI after he forced me to remove my documentary. That's very much interesting, so we're gonna go ahead and start the screen recording in 3, 2, 1. Video playing now.
Gets us to the...
Real quick, before we get into that, have you took the time out to go ahead and like, subscribe, and share? You can do one or the other. Don't be stingy. Go ahead and do all of them if you could. I'd appreciate it. Back to the video.
King Von, rap's first serial killer documentary. This is a big one. Now, what made you decide to actually do it?
Man, this is a long story. I'm gonna have to take you way back to a time when Von was alive, and we were having a little situation. So there was actually a very famous. So like, if you go back to like 2019, right? Like Von was kind of bursting on the scene. Crazy Story was going crazy, and you know, Von was
in the hoods of Chicago. That voice. All I can think about is his documentaries. Every time this man talk, I ain't gonna lie to you. All I really ever
hear
that man
now,
doing
there's
is
another YouTuber called
documentaries. So that voice just, it sounds like he got the start of the one of them docs.
The Soft-Spoken Assassin. That got something like 12 million views, blew up. It was crazy. You know, Trap Geeks kind of disappeared recently, but like he was a friend of mine for a bit, and you know, he did that video about Von. That went super viral, and Von kind of took it to heart. Now, I ended up doing a couple videos about Von afterwards, kind of, you know, giving my own take on the situation and focusing on some different things that I thought were interesting about him and his career as I got to learn more about him. And in my video, I talked to...
Because in his mind, he like, bro, you poking too far in my life. I don't know what you do all the way. And mind you, the only reason people really don't like him because you're all the way in Britain, bro. So you got to think... Von is probably sitting here like, bro, I don't even know what y'all do in Britain, but you over here, you know everything about my life, and you have never even stepped foot. Probably has now, but at the time period, he probably like, you never even been nowhere around me.
About the situation with KI, more specifically how, you know, supposedly there were DMs between him and KI that leaked onto 4chan.
They were.
And
there wasn't even just DMs. There was fucking
just
out in the
explain the
open
story
messages,
that basically there seems to suggest on this forum that people think that he did that murder. He was very upset about this, and he tried to, well, they gave me 3 copyright strikes because I did 3 little mini videos about him. So you know how he has 3 copyright strikes. I nearly lost the channel.
Okay, so this is while he's still alive.
While he was still alive. There's a famous tweet that he put out that was something like, "Don't listen to what them white YouTubers say about me. You know, they don't know what they're talking about," or something. At the time, and so they were trying to pack my channel basically. Von's A&R from Empire hit me up with some crazy, like, threatening messages. Was like, "We're going to take your shit down." I ended up on the phone with the guy, and they basically told me, they were like, "Look, we got these 3 copyright strikes on you, full strikes. We're going to take your channel, but we'll give you your videos back if you go in the back end and trim out the stuff about KI." And I said, well, I want to keep my channel, so I did it. So I trimmed out that stuff. They let me have the videos back. But from there, I was like, I ain't never talking about Von again. Like, this guy's scary. I didn't know the extent of it at that point, but I knew he had a couple bodies. You only got to listen to his music. The guy's talking about having bodies. You know, he was the realest rapper ever. So
you know what's crazy? When he said he was scary, I just thought he was going to talk about how much pull he got, because that's a lot of pull for them to get a bunch of people to be like, look, check this out, we finna take your channel. But then also people must like your channel enough for them to be like, well, check this out, we're going to let you keep your videos, just trim out the shit that everybody doesn't like.
That, I was like, I ain't going to talk about Von again. Like, that shit got too dicey.
Well, didn't you say that the Empire guy actually physically threatened you?
That was after the next documentary. But yes,
okay,
same guy.
Okay, so you had a King Von documentary before this one?
Yeah, there were 3, they were like 3 10-minute videos, like, on a different aspect of his life. So, like, one was like Von's past, which was kind of the KI stuff and like his history in the streets.
I've seen that.
Then one was about Von's big case, the Malcolm Stuckey case that he beat. And then another one I kind of did, like, I used to have this thing, and I kind of want to bring it back, but I used to do this thing where I'd sometimes do like I'd cover an artist and do a positive story and a negative story. So like, I did 2 videos about XXXTentacion. I did the...
But you only did negative stories about King Von's ass. And XXXTentacion, I really be forgetting about, bro. To be honest, R.I.P. that man. But he was a wild dude, but nobody really ever talks about bro no more. Not even Adam.
Positive side of him and his music and the impact he had.
He was like his man.
And then another video about all the negative stuff with the abuse case that he had with his girlfriend and some bad stuff he was involved in. So at the time I was trying to do this video, it's almost like heaven and hell, like the good side of Von and the bad side of Von. I realized it was a vulnerability doing 3 videos on the same artist, because they can just pack your channel. But anyway, yeah, I kind of learned a lesson with that. But after that experience, bro, it was obvious to me that he killed Ki. Because why would he be on my case so much about getting that taken out?
Mm.
Well, yeah, I interviewed Ki's brother.
Either that, or he just didn't want to deal with the court case of having to, like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't want to deal with having to go through the process of explaining to people he didn't do it. I'm not saying he didn't do it, but there is a process. There is a possibility.
Great interview. Brilliant interview.
And it's a very convoluted story. You kind of hear even Butter telling different versions of the same story.
But Butters, unfortunately, he's not the most trustworthy narrator. But yeah, it's difficult. But the thing is, I think so many people have told that story now that it's like, I think you can read between the lines of all the content out there about it to kind of get an idea of what possibly went on.
Well, yeah, because according to Butter, what he told police was because he got shot himself during Ki's murder. He got shot in the leg, I believe, and he was right with her and saw her basically about to die.
I feel like I didn't explain, but Ki, there was a girl known as Ki the Assassin, just in case you keep hearing Ki and her, and you kind of feel bad. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel bad, but this is a girl whose nickname was Ki the Assassin. Just want to throw that in there.
And what he said in my interviews, what he told police, was it was a dark-skinned guy with a mole on his face, with a birthmark or something, which is the opposite of what King Von is, right?
Well, there's a real trope in the streets of not giving your ops credit when they get you down, type thing. You know what I mean? So I could understand why somebody wouldn't want to give the guy that killed their friend credit, be out here.
I don't know. It's also could be he just not trying to be labeled as somebody that tells on people too. So I get what you're saying on that, but it kind of, that shit caught me off guard because it's like give him credit to a degree. It's not really like you giving them credit, but I don't know.
And yeah, he did
I don't
that
know
to me.
enough about.
So it's almost like there's reasons why you might not trust what he said at the time or what he might say now or whatever. But yeah, I know that's what he said. You know, because there was this other narrative of this guy called Big A supposedly being the killer. You know, he had this nickname called Ask Ki, ASKI, like Ask Ki what I did. So one of the original rumors was that he was responsible. But as time's gone on, more and more kind of indication seems to point towards Von being the guy that did it.
Well, right, because during the O Block 6 trial, when Butter took the stand, didn't they bring up him saying that Von did kill her? Or, like, when I brought that up, he sort of danced around the topic and said he's got mental issues and something. And
I think what happened was he said in an interview, I'm saying this off the dome here, so I'm not looking at the paperwork, but from what I, if my memory serves me correctly, what I seem to remember was like, I think he officially went on record in the interview with them and said Von did it, and then later when he was called to testify on a trial, he was like, I got mental...
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie to you, he definitely said a bunch of stuff because he did the whole, you know, they was making fun of him, they was calling the beef and the Pepsi, the whatever that type of sandwich is in the Pepsi. So he knows something because he was there, he got shot in the leg, he know for sure something, but it's more like, does it really matter if he was? The dude dead now. Like, honestly, doesn't matter anymore. He dead.
She's not really trying to claim that. And I kind of get that, because like, maybe he doesn't want to give him credit. Maybe when he was in the interview room and he was
also
compelled, maybe he's really saying what really happened.
But
again, I feel like he's not the best source as far as like trying to get an idea of what really went on, you know? Like I say, he's almost like an untrustworthy narrator on this story.
And that's why his stories be kind of different sometimes. But go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. Continue to fuck with me. Holler at me. Bye.